Hey guys, how's everyone doing out there in America, Big D, whatever city you're in? Just want to give y'all a shout out. We got some snow coming to us this weekend, this Friday. So if you're in the Metroplex, hunker down, get some stew in you. All right, guys, tonight I'm going to make a video about how to map out key levels for the next trading day. What are going to be some very important areas of interest to enter in or exit out of trades. So basically what we want to do is zoom out here to the 5 minute. Okay. And let's take a look at today's previous session VWAP lines. So if you can see right here, we have this upper blue line, upper middle purple line, the baby blue middle VWAP, the lower middle VWAP, and the lowest VWAP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so I always like to add a line, a blue line right here, because I know every time price gets into this zone, we are going to have a nice rejection here. Okay. And if we go above, then we'll continue to go into these zones up here. Okay. And so forth. So this is going to be a key point of interest to see if we may even keep running up here tonight, it looks like. But we'll see if we're going to hold or reject here and come back down here pretty soon, because we're almost there. And then for other key levels, we don't need this one no more, so I'm going to delete that. We do kind of need this one still. Okay, so we're going to keep that right there. Let's do right there. Perfect. And so what's going to happen is, if we can't hold this level here tomorrow, 25,429, we're going to keep flushing down, guys. This is a very important level right here. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need this one. Okay, because of this huge kind of gap or movement, if we can't hold here, guys, we'll come down into here pretty quickly. So I would probably want to do, let's delete that. We don't need that anymore. We're going to keep this line. We're going to change that to purple. So I know it's a VWAP purple line. We don't really need this line anymore, guys. Okay. We don't need that one anymore. And this is a pretty good line. We'll make that a little thicker. We don't need that one anymore, guys. All right. So for tomorrow or tonight, we are going to, oh, shoot, I'm in the wrong trade right here. Sorry, let me get out of that. Okay. We're going to try to get this to ride up in here, guys. Alrighty then. Okay, and then what we want to do here is go to our 1 hour. Nice. And we're going to look for your 10 o'clock candle right here. And we're gonna do this 10 o'clock. Boom. And I like to make my 10 o'clock candles orange, or lines orange and perforated. So I know that's the 10 o'clock right there. And then we'll do the 6 o'clock, 6 right there, 6 a.m. all the way down here. Sheesh, wow. Oh, we can use this one. There we go. 6 o'clock. Boom. And then make that orange perforated. All right. Perfect. We don't need this line. Take that out. All right, guys. And I will want to add one more line in here for a point of interest. We got this one, and I do want to do one right here, just in case. I just like to know my bounce areas. So that's why I put these lines here, because I know if prices coming down to this line for the first time after we make this move, then this could potentially be a spot to, take profit on one contract if I'm carrying multiple, coming down, and then maybe re-get another one back up here and see if I can ride it back down here like that. Okay. And so the 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock range, okay, will be important, because if we do drop in here tonight or tomorrow and we drop under here and say we bounce at this line and come up and reject here, I'm going to be looking for shorts or sells to make money coming all the way down here. Okay, and most likely into here. Because typically if we're above this and we come down and we reject here, typically you run all the way down here to that. Typically. Okay, sometimes, you don't make it all the way down if we're starting to change trend and go up. And it's looking like potentially we might have found a temporary bottom for the next couple days. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what the market, does. But I do want to speculate and say, come January 29th and January 30th, government shutdown, we may start to experience the market to come back down with all that. So maybe, and I'm just kind of, guessing here, but this is how the market could potentially go. We have how many days? We got Thursday, Friday. Okay, so we have about 7 trading days.
I said the restroom's still there.
Okay, I get it. So we have 7 trading days. So basically what I think is highly possible is that, we range in here for a day, maybe 2. If we don't bust out Friday and keep going, back up here into these zones, okay, by next week or Friday maybe, okay, and then, range in here for a couple days after we do that, and then maybe even, get up into this area, back up close to, all-time highs, or maybe even go a little higher. And then when the government shutdown hits, boom, then we go back down again. So based off how everything's looking in this big power move we did today. As long as we can, continue to hold above this price now here, 25,600. Okay, we need to hold above 25,600 so we can keep this continuation, thing going up here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking over the next week or so of trading days, and then just be prepared come January 29th, FOMC. I believe we're going to have another pause on rate cuts, and January 30th, the government shutdowns, I believe that's still on track. So be on the lookout for, the market to start to crumble after that. But tomorrow, our trading strategy is going to be to definitely look for a range day, okay? So if we stay in this middle VWAP, say we stay within, how many points is this? 467 to 163. Let's say about 400 points, maybe we 400 point range tomorrow in here. Okay, in this area here, okay? 450 points range is what I'm looking for tomorrow, okay? But if we hold above here, like I said, 25,609, I'll be looking for longs. And if we can't hold this area either, 25,088, I'll be looking for sells all the way, down into these zones. So that is the game plan for tomorrow. I'm saying range day, but you never know. That's why you mark out your key levels, your points of interest, so you know what price could potentially do for tomorrow when you're trading. So, sell high, guys, buy low. Sell high, buy low. That is going to be the strategy. Okay, so hope everybody has a good night. I hope that my speaking and everything's getting a little bit better. I know I have a hard time speaking and talking clearly. I mumble and whatever, but I'm working on getting more proficient and articulate with my words. So you guys have a good evening. I hope these levels helped. And if you have any questions, last thing, remember, if you're above middle VWAP, you go up. If you're below middle VWAP, you go down. Okay, same thing with this purple line. If you're above middle price, up, below, down. Okay, so always remember that, guys, when you're trading. That's a rule number one. Where are you with middle VWAP? Okay, so all right, hope that helped. If you have any questions, let me know, and y'all guys have a good day. We'll see you.